A, B, C by Dr. Seuss. It actually says Dr. Seuss's ABC. Wow! Look at all those letters. There's big letters and small letters. Big letters and small letters. Dr. Seuss's ABC. That's not really a full spelling of doctor, is it? DR. DR dot means doctor. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Aunt Annie's alligator. A. Aunt Annie's alligator. There's Aunt Annie. She's riding her alligator. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. There's a baby in a barber, and a bubble, and a bumblebee. Big C, little c. What begins with C? It's a camel on the ceiling. C. What? Why is a camel on the ceiling? He looks upside down. Big D, little d. David Donald Do dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. There's a dozen donuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Another word for 12 is a dozen. And we have a duck dog. See, he's got a duck beak, but he looks like a dog. He's dreaming. David Donald Do. A, B, C, D, E. Ear, egg, elephant. E. Ear, egg, elephant. Big F, little f. F. 4 fluffy feathers on a feff. I think Dr. Seuss is having fun and making up some words here. I've never heard of a feff. But this is a feff with 4 fluffy feathers on his head. He's got fluffy mitts and fluffy slippers as well. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Goat, girl, Google, goggles. G. A goat, a girl, and goo-goo goggles. Goo-goo is a funny word. It's meant to be funny. Big H, little h. Hungry horse, hay. Hen in a hat. Hooray! There's a hungry horse, and there's some hay. A horse likes hay. And there's a hen in a hat. You see that's a hen? A hen is another word for a chicken. That's a chicken in a hat. And these two guys are saying, hooray! Big I, little I. I. Ichabod is itchy. So am I. Ichabod is itchy. So am I. Isn't I an interesting word? It starts with I. It ends with I. In fact, it is only I. That's another word for me. Big J, little j. What begins with J? Jerry Jordan's jelly jar and jam begin that way. That's a jelly jar. A jelly jar with jam inside. Jerry Jordan. Why would you put jam in a jelly jar? I guess if you put jam in a jelly jar, it would be a jam jar. Well, maybe it's a jar full of jam. Big K, little K, kitten, kangaroo, kick a kettle, kite, and a king's kerchoo. Here's a kitten, a kangaroo, a kick of a kettle. You seen that? That's a kettle. A kite, and a sneeze from a king or a kerchoo. Big L, little Lola Lop. Left leg, lazy lion, licks a lollipop. There's little Lola Lop. See, Lola Lop. That's a left leg. Look where the big toe is. And there's a lion licking a lollipop. What would you do if you saw a lion with licking a lollipop? I think I'd leave him quite a long ways away because he looks very happy. Big M, little m. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Mice making music in the moonlight by mumbling. Big N, little n. What begins with those? 9 new neckties and a nightshirt and a nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, his neckties looks different than the rest. 9 neckties. And this is a nightshirt. Have you ever heard of the nightshirt? Some people call them pajamas, or clothes that you wear at night to stop you from getting cold. But this time they're calling it a nightshirt. And this is a nose. O is very useful. You use it when you say, Oscar's only ostrich oiled an orange owl today. There's an orange owl. It's being oiled. That's an oil can. And that's an ostrich. But it's Oscar's only ostrich. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Painting pink pajamas. Policeman in a pail. Peter Pepper's puppy. And now Papa's in the pail. Painting pink pajamas. Just like a nightshirt, these are pajamas, but he's going to paint his pajamas pink. See? Pink paint, and he's painting his own pajamas. And here's a policeman who's standing in a pail. That's a policeman. There's Peter Pepper's puppy. And Papa is in the pail. Big Q, little q. What begins with Q? The quick Queen of Quincy and her quacking quackaroo. There's the Queen of Quincy, and she's quick. And that's a quacking quackaroo. Quack, quack. That's the sound a duck makes. Quack, quack. Big R, little r. Rosie Robin Ross. Rosie's going riding on her red rhinoceros. Wow, that's a very big pet. So big she needs a ladder. So that's Rosie Robin Ross. And that's a red rhinoceros. Big S, little s. Silly Sammy Slick sipped 6 sodas and got sick. 6 sodas, and he's been sipping on them so much that he's now very sick. T, 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 T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles on a tuttle tree. Again, I've never heard of a tuttle tuttle tree, but it's a very cool word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 turtles on a tuttle tuttle tree. They look tired. Big U, little U. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella and his underwear too. Uncle Ub is wearing his underwear. He's not even carrying his umbrella. He's balancing his umbrella. Big V, little V. Vera Violet Vin is very, very, very awful on her violin. Poor Violet. She's just learning the violin. She's not very good, so it makes an awful sound. WWW. Willie Waterloo washes Warren Wiggins, who is washing Waldo Woo. There's Waldo Woo, there's Warren Wiggins, and there's Willie Waterloo. Willie Waterloo washes Warren Wiggins, who is washing Waldo Woo. X is very useful if your name is Nixie Knox. It also comes in handy, spelling axe and extra fox. X is a funny letter. Not many words start with X. But her name is Nixie Knox, and there's an X in the middle and an X at the end. That's an axe. It has an X at the end. That's a fox. It has an X at the end. But extra, that's an extra fox. An extra has an X in the middle. In Big Y, little y. A yawning yellow yak. Young Yolanda Jorgensen is yelling on his back. There's young Yolanda Jorgensen, and she's yelling on the back of a yellow yak. The yellow yak is tired and is yawning. I'm surprised he's so tired with Yolanda yelling on his back. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. But in Canada we say Z. Big Z, little Z. What begins with Z? I do. I'm a zizzer zazzer zuzz, as you can plainly see. Wow, that's a very funny looking creature. A quilted creature. And he's a zizzer zazzer zuzz, and there's a Z at the beginning of each of those words, and there's two Z's in the middle of each of those words. A zizzer zazzer zuzz. Wow, so many letters. Do you know what letter starts your name? Do you know how to spell your name? It's a good idea to know how to spell your name. So someone can ask you, what is your name? And you can spell it out for them.